Sacrifices. That's what I want to talk about right now. Is sacrifices. Is I have an old saying that I always like to say. Sometimes you have to take 20 steps in reverse to be able to take 40 steps forward. And I'm happy to embark on this next chapter in my life, which is moving back to Florida. Um, Last June, I moved from Florida to Pennsylvania um, in hopes at that time to press the reset button and kind of make my family happy. In retrospect, looking back, I didn't have a solid, legitimate reason to move from Florida to PA because everything was just working out, everything was just fine. I work for myself. I am a self employed handyman. And when I came back to Pennsylvania, I found myself having to press the reset button. And every state has its different atmospheres. So, maybe you can make great money in one place, and maybe in the other place, you would have to move to doing it part time and working for a company full time. And that's what happened to me in PA. Um, Before I moved to Florida, I was living in PA. I've been bouncing around, but sometimes you have to do that. It's annoying, but sometimes you bounce around to find that comfort zone. You bounce around and you find where you belong. Um, the process is not always a fun process. There's a lot that goes into it. A lot of finances go into it. Renting a truck isn't cheap, especially traveling across state, well, across states. To get from PA to Florida, it's about 16 hours. Very very rough drive, but it is doable. Some people can actually make the trip one shot. I can't make the trip one shot. I definitely find myself having pit stops, stopping in probably like Virginia and resting up a little bit and getting restless with the family. We have a mini golden doodle, so I know I'm gonna have to stop for him so he could use the bathroom. Myself, everybody has to use the bathroom, so you know how it is. For those of you who traveled long distance, it's not always a fun thing to do, especially when you don't have a lot of drivers. Which I'll have my son and my daughter. They'll be helping me with the drive, but and then it'll be my wife and I. So I'll be in the truck, and they'll be in the Honda Odyssey in the van. But I'm proud and happy to be able to move on to this next step, and to be able to move back to Florida and kind of go back to what I was doing when I was there. I made very, very good money there. I've heard a lot of people say, well, there's not a lot of money in Florida. It really depends on the person you are. There's money everywhere, but it fluctuates. It fluctuates depending on where you're at. Um, wow, it's I went from being settled to starting over, and it's just been rough, and a lot of personal things have happened here in Florida, and I'm not saying that I mean, well, here in PA, and I'm not saying that in Florida everything was peaches and cream. It was like perfect, because that's not the case. If you want to reach perfectness, my advice to you is to die and go to heaven. That's it. That's where you will achieve perfectness. You'll achieve perfectness through death and getting to heaven. Um, but other than that, I've been. It's been rough. It's been rough. A lot of things have gone on. I had to send my son away. He had to go away to his uncle's in Massachusetts. He had to find himself. Had to rewrite himself, because everything I was doing just wasn't working out for him. So I needed him to experience things without me, experience things on his own, experience things through someone else's eyes. Shout out goes to my wife's brother, who stepped in and played a big role on, you know, changing, help changing my son. And he just came back a couple of days ago, and I can see the difference. I had a run-in with my oldest daughter. My sister came from from Florida, and had some, you know, marital issues, and tried to, you know, I won't say she threw it on us, but, you know, we tried to help, and it was rough. There was a lot of people in a fairly big 3-bedroom apartment, but, you know, and then on top of that, my truck got messed up. I've been rolling around with one car for quite a while now. The truck is actually in the shop now, getting a new engine installed in it, so thank God for that. What else? I didn't have space, the adequate space in this 3-bedroom apartment, so a friend of mine offered me his garage. Shout outs to him, because he was actually able to help me not only save money on a storage, but give me a secure place to keep my stuff. And I have a whole bunch of tools and a whole bunch of, you know, handyman crap that I just needed to keep there. My younger daughter, you know, these kids, they want to find themselves, but they're not ready to find themselves. And then, you know, it's hard for me as a parent to it's hard for me to just sit back and let them dig holes, and let them get themselves in trouble, and let them, you know, run down a rabbit's ass, and, you know, just go for it, you know. And when they don't listen, they don't ever want to take your advice. They want to take the advice of someone else who is of their age, of their level. You know, my advice to anyone is to always seek advice from someone who has the experience. It's not always a good idea to seek advice from someone who doesn't have experience, because a lot of their thoughts are opinion, and it's not based off of opinion and experience. You know, those two things definitely go together. And we are moving back February 1st, and I can't wait to go back. I'm gonna try and go back to what I was doing, which is working as a handyman, having lawn care service, and I'm just gonna jump back on the horse, and do what I was doing when I was previously there, and just keep it moving, keep it trucking. The first month is always the rough month. I got rid of a lot of stuff, so, you know, my daughter's taking one of my sofa sets. I'm taking the longer sofa. I mean, she's taking the love seat. I'm taking the long sofa, so I won't have a sofa. I'm getting rid of my dining table, but I do have a dining table that I was thankfully able to keep in the garage. I just got rid of so much stuff. I just wanted to downsize, because the more I downsize, the less bigger truck I needed. So right now the 26-foot truck is costing me $1817. So if I can downsize that truck and get a lesser, a smaller truck, then that'll enable me to, you know, at least spend about 15-16, and then that leftover 200 can go towards gas. Yeah, so, you know, I mean, I can't wait. I can't wait to get back. I'm gonna go back to umpiring girls softball all year round, which is a great gig. I love softball. I just love baseball, period. And I can't wait to see my friends that I left behind when I left. We were running a men's softball league, and it was great. I had a blast, and I'm gonna get back into that. And you know, my message to those who want to make a move, do it at the right time. Sometimes you have to make a sacrifice. If the sacrifice is worth making, do it. Don't do things with your eyes closed. Don't do things without knowing what the next step is. You know, don't take a chance. Know that there is a 95% chance that this will work out. Seek advice from your spouse. Seek advice from people who have been there, done that. Don't take any advice from your kids. Don't do that. That's one of the reasons why I ended up coming back to PA. Took advice from my kids. I listened to them. I gave in, because at the beginning I was like, you know what, we're not moving. We're not going anywhere. I don't want to go anywhere. Like, no, it's not happening. And after a while, they just kept going. They'll ask me 1 week, and then they'll go a couple of weeks quiet, and then it'll pop up again. And this time it's just like, you know what, I listened to you guys. Unfortunately, I shouldn't have listened to you guys. Now it's like I'm taking the wheel. I'm taking the wheel, and I should have taken the wheel. I should have been more 10 toes down the last time, and I wasn't. And yeah, it's been a pretty rough ride. It's been a pretty rough ride. But currently, as you can see, you know, most of my videos are in my office, and I'll be leaving this office soon, so there'll be a new scenery. I'm gonna miss the people that I made friends with here at work. Other than that, like I said, I can't wait. But my ultimate advice to you, if you're listening and you want some a motivational thing, just, you gotta take 20 steps backwards in order to guarantee yourself 40 steps forward. Sometimes you gotta make that sacrifice. Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And follow me, and I'll be dropping a couple of videos daily on random stuff.